and welcome to the first episode of Wartorn Caverns. The recording recorded for this first part, so I'm going to quickly bring you up to speed. Our heroes made their way through the jungle in a car and arrived at a cave site. They met the mysterious Granny Thule, who was an older Warborn woman who was taking care of a Warborn shrine at the entrance of this cave. She warns them not to enter, but they assure her that they are more than prepared for the cave, and they will respect any and all Warborn artifacts or remains they come across. This comforts her, and they enter the cave. We are going to pick up with them going along one part of the path and peering in through a peephole at a mysterious scene of glowing ferns and motes of light going down towards this kind of like makeshift shrine that they're spotting. Whenever the character Archibald hears what sounds like a faint crying sound and relates this back to the group. And that's where we're going to pick up. Thank you for listening.
Sounds like faint crying. So probably something a little deeper in there if we want to head that way.
Well, whoever's got stuck in here, they must be very terrified. Let us make haste down there, gentlemen. And gonna pop down that corridor.
I'd like to make a caveat. There is no corridor to be heading down. There's just a small little hole to see into another.
Oh, yeah,
This is the end.
A little peepsy.
Yeah, I thought we were on the former end.
No, we're looking through the peephole, right?
Yeah, I'm gonna look into the beehole.
I think it's the gang checks out the peephole. I think I got a spot check. I don't know if you're gonna call for that with the peephole or if this is kind of a look through.
Yeah, Lenny tries to look through, but his glasses kind of get in the way. So he turns to Archibald and he's like, please, would you take lead on this?
Is it kind of like, it's like a peephole, it's kind of like standard, like height. It's not like too high or too low. It's kind of like a look through.
Yeah, it's just a couple small holes that give you sight into the other.
Yeah, Arch kind of leans his head through and then looks through. And that's a 14 spot, in case you were asking for.
Okay, you get a better look through, and you can see that in this room there seems to be some kind of strange plants underneath the skylights that seem to be glowing slightly. There seems to be some odd rocks cobbled together. It looks man-made. And then it's hard to see beyond it. The darkness is a little too thick.
Now, like, I feel free to add stuff to my background, I guess, if you need to. But are these like unfamiliar? Obviously, the point of the man-made structure, but like the plant and the rocks, do they look common to this cave only, or is it something I could have maybe seen in the outside world?
You can give me a survival check or a relevant knowledge check.
I'll do survival at an 11.
Okay. So these don't look like common plants. They look native to this cave.
Okay. Turn to the group. Just kind of point out what I see. A couple plants. Looks like some sort of man-made structure, like rocks. Figured it's a cave. Probably should try another route, I guess. Seems like a dead end.
Anything dangerous?
Not that I could see. Nothing poked my eye, so seems pretty casual.
Well,
anyone got any dynamite? I'd say we could maybe open this up, but I don't think we got anything.
I didn't bring anything either.
Yeah, I left it back at home. Well, probably for the best. And I just kind of gesture to Lenny to lead the way, semi-sarcastically, but also authentically.
Yeah, Lenny bounces back over the rocks, back into the former chamber.
All right, you head back towards the gateway entrance, And you can see that there are the two other nooks that seem to lead deeper into the cavern system.
I thought 3 nooks.
Yeah, there's the 3 nooks, 2
Yeah, because we went D, so
close
there's
together.
A, B, and C left, right?
Yeah.
Okay.
Do you think we could make it to the other side of the wall if we take the leftmost, the left entrance over here, pointing towards C? And if so, should we attempt to?
I'm not opposed.
What of you two, gentlemen?
I think that's the best thing to do at the moment.
Yeah.
At least we know there's nothing crawling around in there. Hopefully.
Yet.
Yes.
Well-
yes.
I do believe you. You will have my back. Hopefully. But without further ado, let us proceed. We go to A.
Okay, which one do you head towards?
A. If we can squeeze through.
Yes, okay. So you head over to that area and you can see into the A section. It looks like you can squeeze through, but it'll be a little bit of a tight fit. Who would like to go first?
Oh boy.
I can take point on this one.
Oh, surely, Mr. Elson. Proceed.
It's Crowley. Please,
All right.
just Crowley.
Will do.
There's, I guess, technically 2 Elsons, so maybe that's not the best surname to use.
Exactly.
Well then, Crowley it is. My apologies.
Oh, no worries. And I'll try and squeeze my way on through.
All right. Crowley, as you begin trying to squeeze your way on through that tight little container, I'd like you to give me a moral sanity save.
Oh. Barely passed.
All right, perfect. You begin heading on through, tightly squeezing past until finally you can breathe normally. And you can see on this side, it's that chamber. There seems to be, you can get a better look, this giant lake upon which you can see a spreading of these small glowing ferns.
Hmm.
At the back end, you can notice, highlighted by the rays of light, is what seems to be a cobbling of stones into some makeshift shrine. It's hard to see much farther beyond, darkness obscuring deeper down.
Can I roll a spot check real quick before I tell everyone else to come through?
Certainly. I'd love you to give me one.
It's a 8, so not fantastic.
Okay. It's a little hard to see. You just popped on out, and you're at the far end of it. A little dark. The only lights are really from above.
I call back to everyone. It's a little tight, but everything in here seems still and quiet.
All right then. Here I come. And Lenny takes lead over the remaining 3.
Okay. I'd like you to give me a morality sanity save.
All right. Eight.
All right. Do you pass?
My best is supernatural. So yeah, I'm pretty sure I feel that one.
All right then. Yes. You squeeze on through, and it's a little hard to breathe. The rocks cutting onto you jaggedly as you finally make your way through, able to breathe again. It costs you 2 points of
Gotcha. Ooh, Crowley, you made it seem a lot easier. Um, what do I see on this side? Do I see anything more than Crowley, or are we both in the same pickup?
You can give me a spot check if you like.
Sure thing. That's 3. So I don't think I'm gonna do much better.
After getting in that tight little space, it's a little hard to concentrate on looking around, still taking time to breath.
Oof. The two of you, are you coming?
I suppose I kind of take the rifle off my back and lead it with the front, and just try to make my body fit in this tiny little rock hole.
You begin trying to squeeze on through. You know the drill. Give me a moral sanity save.
Ew, I pass somehow.
All right, perfectly. You squeeze on through, putting your gun first until you finally come out. Some dirt around your shoulders.
Would not recommend. Come on, doctor.
I'm muted. I'm on my way.
All right. As you begin
And-
crawling on through, what is your sanity save?
Well, I rolled a 12. We're going to see if that one. Yes, that does cover morality.
Perfect. You manage to scrape on through, just getting a bit of dirt and dust on you, and finally find yourself into the next. What do you 4 do?
Oh, we just chill here.
Yeah, this is good. This is good.
This is it.
Nice caves. All right, time to go.
But yeah, Lenny's gonna go forward a little bit, not making too big of a departure from the party itself. About 10-15 feet away, if there's if there is enough space. And yeah, gonna investigate what's up front.
All right. You begin heading forward, and you can see that, again, there is that large reflective lake, some ferns scattered around with a slight glow to them, and what seems to be some makeshift shrine highlighted by the few beams of light. Once more, hard to see beyond what else is further deeper.
I would like to approach the shrine and inspect it.
All right. I'd like you to give me a investigation.
Sure thing. Let me just see what my modifier is. That's gonna be effective 18.
Perfect. You're looking around and you can see carved very crudely into the rock are goodbye. Are you familiar with the Wartorn language?
I reckon I would be. It's been a bit of a minor fascination of Lenny's.
Mm-hmm. Then yes, you can read most of it, talking about goodbye. Some of them wishing this person well, and some of them saying they're sorry. And at the base of it, you can see, huddled underneath a bunch of this cobble, you can see barely bone.
Sorry, what do I see?
You can see in the very underneath bone, but that's the most you can make out without picking apart the shrine.
I called over the rest of the party. There seems to be a peculiar shrine here.
Hmm.
Just standing in the middle of a cavern in silence. Uh, Lenny's gonna,
Looks like bones.
could be look around the area some more, see if there's any additional tidbits before turning back to the shrine itself.
So you're looking around then?
Yep.
All right. There isn't anything outside of what you saw. You can notice that there's the small, craggly entranceway where you were poking through earlier. But again, to see further in, you'll need to have some kind.
All right, sure thing. Walking back, so our bones, they are sticking right out of the shrine, like they are underneath the rocks, I assume.
Yes.
I look at the rest of the party and ask,
With the shrine, can we see enough of the bones to determine if they're like human, animal, or other?
Do you? I forget. Do you have much? Well, yeah. Okay. Okay. You can give me a knowledge check in a related area if you'd like. This could be anthropology, archaeology, medicine, in related.
I will let
With medicine, it would be 15.
All right. You can tell that this seems like a humanoid skeleton. It's a little hard to tell from the bits that you can barely poke through with the bone, to the rubble, but what you do see makes you feel like it probably belongs to a human.
peculiar. The writing on it seems to be relating to, well, good wishes and thanks. I guess it might be one of the people from the tale. But I don't think we will find much more here. Should we proceed back? Or do you have any other ideas about what we should do?
I can light up a torch and see if that gives us any more perspective in this place. I'm a little cautious about that body of water. Never know if something's lurking.
Okay. You light up a torch, and that gives you a little bit better vantage. It glows a little bit longer, and you can see that there seems to be two general outcroppings further along, but you'd need to get closer to take a look, get a better sense.
I'll go inspect them.
All right. Michelle, would you please drop the next tile? Mm-hmm. All right. As you head along, you can see that there's generally along towards the north area, you can see that there's some greenery beginning to come in forest, some kind of fungal growth. And then heading downwards, you can see that there's two more of these pinches heading towards another area alongside the sea doorway, which has you going underneath some water to what, upon closer inspection, seems like a little bit of glow on the other side. Some green.
Right. Sorry, proceed.
If you all want to stay here, I can go map out the rest of this system. Inspect the water, inspect the fungus, see if there's anything up in those rocks at the far end, and then come back.
Well, that's mighty altruistic of you, but any slip-ups may happen in cavern as such, and mayhaps we should at least move in pairs.
Yeah, ain't you a lawyer? How come you're qualified to do all that?
I'm the one with the torch, so I figured either we could all go together, or I could go alone.
Oh, right. Light. Stupid
It
me.
is important.
Lenny's gonna whip out the lantern and light it on with a box of matches.
And Art's gonna pull out his head torch from his backpack and put it on.
All right.
I kinda got used to.
Reckon we all got lights now.
Yeah.
Perfect. I'll put out my torch to save.
Well, you can keep that. I mean, might as well keep it. I mean, well, no reason not to.
Oh no, I think it's more important to save fuel just in case. I only got the 2.
All right. As you wish. And I guess now we can finally have a better view of the place. And I guess we're gonna head forth. Precisely, Lenny's gonna go towards the water itself.
I'll follow Lenny.
All right. You get close to it, close enough that your light illuminates a bit of the water, and you can see just along the other underside. You can barely see some glow. The passageway this way has you dipping down a little, so you'll need to duck and be careful with your lights to get passing through the water.
All right then. Let me see. So, the water itself, can we see anything? If there's any flora or fauna within it, or if it's just like the still underwater water?
Give me a survival or spot check.
That's a 15 either way.
All right. You look in and you can see that there seems to be some basic fern, like seaweed, underneath, some algae growing, but you don't see any creatures.
All right. The life in here seems rather meager, but there is life. It's always nice to see. What about you, Crowley? Do you see anything in here?
Do you want me to make another spot check on it?
Maybe. I'm not sure who's being asked, but
Oh, I was asking the curator.
Oh, well, sure. If you'd like to. You can take a deeper look.
I got a 14, but as part of checking it out, I want to get a couple rocks from around and disturb the water a little to see if anything happens.
All right. I will give you an advantage for a survival check.
All right. Well, thanks for that, because the first roll was a 1. Second one's a 2, so that's a 5 on survival.
You splash through the water and you don't see anything different from your companion, but when you decide to do so, you look for creatures, and then you realize you don't know much about cave.
It looks safe to me, so at least the water's safe.
I'm gonna give a listen.
All right.
See if I hear anything odd. And it's a 6, so probably not.
Yes. It's just general cave ambience. The occasional drip, drip, drip,
Sounds like water.
Oh,
Quite a lot of it, in fact.
while they're checking out the water, I would like to look at the fungus. Does
Right.
it match what was in the thing we were given?
Do you have a light source with you as you stray away from the party?
I don't know how far away I can go from the party, but I do have dark vision.
Perfect. All right. You begin heading forward, just within earshot. Check out some of the, fungal growth. And it seems interesting. The lichen is small, and it seems to be embedded, almost like an algae with the occasional sprout. I'd like you to give me a survival check.
Does that just default to nothing, or is there a minus with that if you don't have it as a skill? It doesn't matter. I rolled a flat out 2.
Well, I will say that you don't know enough about funguses in general to really make any judgment. But you can say that it feels strange.
I guess I'm looking more for the little pop things that are described in the drawing.
You do not see those present.
Okay. So we won't try eating it.
Fair enough. I was going to ask, in that same way, like, is the fern that we see, is it the glow fern, or is it just a different type of fern?
It seems like the glow fern from the provided papers.
Well, while we are already here, I would like to snatch like 5 or 6 of them.
All right, you collect a bunch, grabbing them up.
A bunchling, all right. And I guess I'm gonna turn to Crowley and say, I guess we may as well reunite and explore the further area.
Sounds like a plan to me. Are we diving under this water? Hoping it's good on the other side?
Well, I was more so, going for the weird green area up there.
Oh, okay. That's much less concerning. Get out my rifle and I'll follow you.
Sure thing. As for the water, do not worry. I will take care of it. But first, and I guess we're gonna come back to the other 2 boys, and then into the green.
All right. So who's heading in first?
Myself.
All right. As you begin heading into the water, I'd like you to make 2 checks. One, a Constitution saving throw. As the cold water laps up higher and higher, I'd also like you to make a athletics or acrobatics check, just to make sure that your light source is kept above the water.
All right. Let me just find my dice. Right, so for Constitution, I just want to ask: do I add the modifier? Do I add anything else, or is it just?
It's just your base modifier.
All right, so then I have a 12 on that.
All right. You managed to go through without any real harm.
Nice, and 8 on acrobatics.
All right. You get a little bit of a slosh towards your light, and for a moment it begins to just flicker, but you manage to keep it out of the way. As you enter through, though, it sloshes it out and devours you into dark. Continue along. It doesn't seem to matter, though. The room you've just entered is full of glow. Is anybody going to follow suit, or are they going to wait for him to call back?
I'm gonna follow, just because I don't think there's much chance of getting a return trip, no matter what.
And am I correct that you don't have any light on you? Just
No.
you heading under. All right. Same Constitution surviving throw, please.
con, I rolled a 14.
All right. You head underneath all the same, splashed by the water, and you're expecting the flashlight of hatred, but you don't see it. Instead, you just see glow. And what of our two other? Do you wait for feedback, or do you just follow on suit?
I'm probably waiting.
All right. And Archie?
Yeah, I was busy over off looking at fungus, so if they're wandering off, they're gonna have to yell to let me know.
Sounds good. All right, then you two, you head in underneath, and instead you see a room that's just beautiful. At the very center is a giant pool of blue glowing or green glowing liquid, with the occasional drop from the ceiling above, like a weird skylight, where there is but little stalactites, occasionally dripping along the stream pool. Along the walls, there are all kinds of writing and handprints and symbols, with small trails of this green ooze leading up. Michelle, would you please drop the tile? All right. You notice
Beautiful.
many entrances and exits. What would you like to do?
So, before we lose our way exploring more, I'm going to take the dunk back and tell them that everything is kosher on this side.
All
if they
right.
don't come through within the next minute.
What's kosher?
It's blessed by a gripe.
Oh, okay. Alrighty, well, it's gonna get wet. And I guess I just dive in after them.
All right. Do you have any light sources on you?
I got my head torch.
All right. I will give you an advantage in whatever athletics or acrobatics to keep it out of the water. But I still need you to give me a Constitution saving throw as you dunk yourself into the water first.
Okay, I'll do con first and then the con is a 16.
All right. Perfectly fine. As you dunk through the water, you are a little drenched, but you feel without any serious.
And the acrobatics is 19.
All right. You keep your light above, and you shine it along, and see this glow room. All these separate exits and entrances, and pool of this liquid.
Okay, as he goes, I will follow him because he's the last light source.
As you see the last light source disappearing underneath the water, you scuttle on over to follow with. I'd like you to give me a Constitution saving throw as you dunk yourself under to the water.
Well, this dice is going in jail. It's the second two it's rolled me.
All right. In that moment, you take 1 cold damage.
Okay.
A little bit of the chill getting to your bones as you immerse yourself on the other side.
And whereabouts exactly do we come out? Are we coming out right at A?
Yes, so where you come out is A. I'd like to also note that there is one room that isn't listed here. If you go to the bottom left, there's a little bit of water that leads to another area. We'll just call
Bottom
that...
right?
Yes, the bottom right. We'll call that H.
Sure thing.
Yeah, we'll blow blue bottle.
Are there any, considering like the apparent weird colored water, do we smell anything like peculiar or different.
All right. You take a smell, and it smells a little biological, to say the least. Not like rot, but definitely like bio almost. There's a pheromone to the air,
Like algae?
like algae.
Oh my god, the cave is copulating.
Eutrophication?
Shut up. Yeah, I would like to go to the center where that weird big Master Energy drink stalagmite is. Like next to the big well. And look around if there's anything other of note except for the, obvious glowing water.
Oh, where specifically are you investigating?
Like in the middle of the map, basically, where the big one is, the big rock
Alright.
stands.
You entered that center area and you're looking around. You can see small little dribbles coming out of the cave, and it feels like you've got most of what to see, except for as you look up, you can see that there's all kinds of writings on the wall in Warborn, glyphs, figures, all scattered along, some of them crossed out, some of them dry and cracked.
All right. Lenny's gonna call out to Crowley. Mr. Crowley, would you mind coming here? There seems to be something of Warborn ancestry here, and I would like your assistance with perceiving what it is.
So can I roll knowledge law to look it over? See if
Since
there's
your
any...
law practice is so entwined with Warborns, I will give you that. Just with a -2 penalty.
Okay.
Not quite.
I rolled a solid 4.
All right. You have no idea what any of this means.
This is pre-Warborn law. I'm sorry, I can't touch this. This is probably sacred.
Oh, it is fine. I guess I'll have to rely on my wits. Let me just I just have to check. What does minor fascination do?
With minor fascination, at least the way I think it'll go in this game, is if you see a particular thing, you'll have to struggle not to be absorbed and just forget about other things.
No, that's fair. Well, I mean, it's mine is Warborn, and as it stands, I would like to take a gander at it. Look at the runes, maybe even touch the rock holding them, trying to see what is this material they've been inscribed with. But more than anything, I wish to I wish to check what they see, what they what's written. Let me just find something. So yeah, I would like to roll knowledge on it.
Perfect. Do you have a particular kind of knowledge you'd like to roll?
Well, I have a couple of things that could work, and I'm going to inquire you which one you'd prefer. So I have anthropology and archaeology as known ones, and I have the ability to roll an untrained knowledge roll.
Then if that's the case, I'd like you to give me an anthropology.
All right. That's 11.
As you come up to these sigils and symbols, you note that they seem to be painted a long time ago out of these glowworm, fecal matter, glowy soup. and seem to be pointing towards symbolizing freedom, but given the scratched out nature, it's a little hard to tell whether there was any certainty to what was being.
All right. I will transmit this knowledge to my my low low progressing friends, Crowley, and I guess move a bit forward and deeper into the room,
All right.
namely towards the B, as it were.
Yes. So you head towards that area, and you can see that the entrance towards B, it seems to be, well, opening up towards a further entranceway. You can see with the light on you an area leading further along. I'd like you to give me a listen check.
Sure thing. That's gonna be 10.
10, all right. As you look along, you can hear a faint, almost rushing of water. It's a little hard to see. All that you can see with the light of your torch, though, is the back of more cave walls leading deeper in.
Alright then. I wish to notify the party. Beckon them over to the more B-ish part of the area.
Okay.
So, this seems to branch out in quite a few ways. And honestly, this sort of life within a cavern is absolutely alien to me. I wish to inquire, what do the three of you think the next course of action should be?
Well, I think this might be the low point in this cave system, just because all the water seems to be pooling up here. So, unless there's some way to go deeper, I think any of these are just as good of a shot as the others.
Well, there's that pool over there.
Which pool?
H.
Ah. Okay, let's wait on that way.
What of you, Mr. Rarty? What do you have in mind? My man's dead.
I concur.
Mr. Pink has died.
What was that? What was that?
More like Mr. Dad.
Or like
No.
Mr. Sleep. Let me ask Archie what his thoughts are. Where should we proceed to?
I would say either start going around with B, going all the way across to the next puddle seems like we're skipping a lot of things.
All right. Wait, fuck, what's the consensus now? It's 2-2.
So, considering where we just came from, let me try and piece this map together in my mind.
Let's see. So wait, we came from F, right?
Yes, you came from A.
Oh, from A, I'm sorry.
Oh, okay.
my dumb ass was like, nah, we came from F. Yeah, thanks. I guess in that
Okay.
case, Lenny is gonna suggest the following. Let's check out each slightly. I mean, I will, and you can read up on me for a wee bit, and I will see if it goes deeper down.
Okay.
So yeah, considering Lenny is amphibious, I would I would have no issues if it's a longer trek. So, what does H net us?
You begin looking through, and you can see a similar scenario. You'll have to duck under to see more. But from the sliver that you can gauge, it seems like a short.
So it seems like.
Seems like a smaller room. You can almost make out what looks like the edge, the end of it, from where you are peering.
Well, I shall go towards the room.
All right. You the get any
You're cutting out.
do you have any lights in your person?
Yeah, I have the lantern.
All right. I'd like you to give me an advantage check with athletics, acrobatics, survival, whatever your preference is.
Sure thing. Let me just get my. I'm going to be rolling acrobatic.
Sounds good.
That's going to be 15.
All right. You duck under, keeping your light above, and as you do, you come across another room. It's short in stature and very small. It's almost, you can see at the very end, just maybe 20 feet from another small little hole leading out. You can see bits of light coming in. There's a second one. Michelle, would you please drop with? Alongside it, there seems to be a large pile of supply left here, just thrown into a pile, a stash of it.
I see. Well, considering that I've gotten a bit too far, I reckon, from the party, it would be smart to turn back, but I do want to check out what's in the further room. A, namely. No, wait, which one does light come from?
So if you're looking at the recent map drop, you can see that light is coming through on both of those little red dots.
Oh yeah, I'm going to go for E, definitely.
Are you looking at the glowing hearth or the burrow?
The glowing.
All right. You head over there. Oh, the description I was giving was on the other side of H.
Whack. Yeah.
So
I went to H. Did Honey upload the wrong one? Yeah, I wanted to go to the... take a peek more so than fully enter. Yeah, it's green, but nothing comes out. Yeah. It's like lights are on, but nobody's home, yeah.
Yeah, the lights are home and lights are on and nobody's home. Like
You fucked up.
with Thompson with this new medicine.
all right.
No. There he comes.
Yeah. Yes, all right. So You are in the burrow, H. You've got the two little red dots. Where would you like to head towards?
Towards C. I want to take a peek inside.
All right, so you're heading back to the glow room, and you want to take a look that way, correct?
A.
Oh,
My bad.
oh, I didn't know
See?
there was lettering on that one. All right,
My
you,
burrow does not have letters.
Wait, what?
yes, you head towards the letter A, the entrance A, and you can peer through, and you see that it seems to head towards. You can see thick jungle leaves through this little pinch in the wall, and you can almost make out a little bit of the shrine from where you look.
All right. So from just glance and being in this room, do I deduce that this is heading lower into the caverns, or is it?
Well,
is it not?
Given the presence of jungle plants on the other side, it doesn't seem like it's heading deeper in. In fact, it seems like it's heading.
Nah. I assumed as much. I just wanted to check if it's one of those, journey to the center of the earth sort of situations.
Are these two likely to be the entrances we didn't take?
Perhaps.
Okay.
It makes sense. But regardless, I will head back to the party.
All right, you head back to the glow room, dunking again.
Yep, most definitely. And if I reach it, I'm gonna tell them what I saw. That it sprawls into the jungle. There seems to be yet another shrine.
And what do you three do in return?
So, while we're looking at this side, do we want to try G?
I mean, so you're saying that where you just came from, H, led back to the other entrances?
It leads to the outside. We don't know for
Yeah,
sure what would be the other entrances.
Yeah, now Lenny would knows that it seems to lead to the jungle, but not that it's a different entrance.
Well, G seems like it might just lead back that way. Personally, I think we should go to B and see where that ends up.
Well, but just, I mean, from the description, G might be a short trip, and we might as well tick them off while we're here.
Okay. We
Exploring,
want to do it
baby.
one by one.
All right.
So what actions do you gentlemen take?
I guess we're gonna be G boys.
All right.
We're going to the G spot of the cave.
You head towards G, and you can see that it's another pinch. As you shine the light through, I would like one of you to either make a geology check or I suppose, anthropology could be one as well. Or what's the
Archaeology?
archaeology? There we go. Geology or archaeology or survival.
Any takers?
I don't have either of those.
Fine. I'm just gonna roll archaeology, and from now on, I'm just gonna let other people do some rolling instead. Is 25 enough?
Yes, you can see on the other side through with what you have. It seems that G connects back to that other area. You can see far off in the distance some skylights with what seems to be a small shrine, very similar to the one you saw.
All right. Well, gentlemen, this seems to lead to yet another shrine. If not deeper, well, at least it.
In fact, it's oddly similar to the shrine you saw earlier. In fact, the whole room layout feels rather similar.
So we might have did a big loopy. I do not think we will find a way lower into the grotto through this way. Let us try another one. Archibald, would you do the honors this time?
What?
Would you kindly take a path for us?
I guess. I follow Lenny's lead of me, where he commands me.
All right. And what letter are you heading through?
Which door?
Oh, I thought Lenny picked.
Oh, you picked.
What? No, I didn't sign up for this. What the hell? Eeny, meeny, miny, mo. Let's go. E. E seems good.
All right.
All right.
Under the pressure of those around you, you decide, screw it, head through E. As you begin crawling through the tight little gap, I'd like you to give me another moral sanity save.
Ichi, ouchie. Hey, 16 again.
Perfecto. As you step out, you can see that this chamber is riddled with rubble, stalagmite. And while it seems level, it seems that every step you place feels a little tricky to balance. You can see within... do you have any light on you?
Yep.
All right. What's your light source?
My head torch.
All right. With the torch ahead of you, you can see that the confines of the room scan along, and you can see two other areas. One heading deeper with what seems like some sticky substance along the side of the wall, and then another heading further along, turning away. But as you do, you notice that there's two people step outside of that one area. It seems to be a man and a woman with their own torch at hand. They catch sight of you. One of them, the man, seems taller, a little bit hunched over, and a little scarred. And when he sees you, he holds forward towards its compatriot. Hello? Who might you be?
Howdy. Name's Arch. How about you folks?
Well, I'm Nathan. This here is Elena. We're of the church.
Huh.
Who might you be with?
Just myself. Looking through these caverns. And I try to say that a little bit loudly, in case so it carries potentially, so the other guys behind me don't follow.
I'd like you three to give me a listen check, while I'd like you to give me a deception check. And I'd like Elena to give me a insight check, a sense motive.
15 to deception, baby. Try me.
13 to live. All
right. Certainly. And what would you be doing so deep into the mountainside and in such a precarious place? It's not safe, you know. There's dangerous things around.
You know, you're asking me the same questions I could be asking you myself.
Oh.
Seems kind of strange for two church folks, two little paper skins to be walking around these caves. Whereas I'm a gruff and tumble mountaineer man.
Well, we're only serving our holy duty, and we're far more honest about our intention.
Nathan, you're being too kind. He is simply a fool.
Yes.
Now, ma'am, I don't take too kindly to insults, but since you're a pretty lady, I'll let that one slide.
No. I dare say that there's no reason for us to be hostile with one another. We're merely here to help rectify the unease. You see, we're here to make the place in more balance, become chaotic.
Care to explain?
Well, I would say that it would put you in danger if you stay here much longer. The arcane energies are growing in rather furious manner. Elena here and I are, well, looking to bring balance.
I can handle any arcane energies. And I pat my sidearm.
Yes, we are certain you can handle yourself, Mr. What was your name?
Arch.
Arch. Yes, Arch. We have no doubts that you're able to handle yourself, but we have no reason to stop what we're holy mission to put into place.
You see, you're speaking in a lot of metaphors, flowery language. I just want to be very clear. I hate that. Now, could you please explain to me what you're doing in these mountains beyond the word balance?
Please allow me. I will be blunt with you. We are doing our job, and you should be leaving.
Again, with the vaguety. What's your job? You see, you did avoid the word balance, so kudos.
I do believe it falls under the category of not your business.
Yes,
Ain't it my
do
concern
that.
as a concerned citizen of these beautiful 50 districts? 60? I forget the number. It's one of those two.
Well, I think that there's no reason for us to be hostile. I think that maybe we can just continue on a separate way, doing our own separate thing. A reason for us to interfere in one another.
Now, hold on there for a second. Two folks alone in the mountains. Maybe you might need an extra hired hand.
Oh, please. We're no danger. We're merely...
Wait, Nathan, we could use him as bait.
No. Well, I suppose that's a bit crude.
I don't know what would want to eat me, but I'll take the bait if it pays well.
Well, if that's the case, we could maybe use your services. We've had a little bit of a run-in down below.
With what?
Well, there seems to be some native life to the area that's a little hostile to our presence. We were hoping that you could take care of photos.
I'm sure, completely unrelated to why you're here.
Truly, it's just in the way of our true mission.
Indeed, another more of a creepy crawly than an actual arcane presence.
And how much you're offering?
I say if you help us, we can honor you with accolades and put you as a pseudo-member of the church. Get you good word, maybe some courtesy and favor. Would that work for a man of your line?
Depends on what that really means for me. I'm a bounty hunter of sorts. Does the church tend to have problems with magic and mancers?
Yes.
That's sort of my specialty.
Then perhaps you're more useful than you seem. Yes, we are here to, well, disrupt the arcane sources that seem to be causing a disbalance to everything going around, for lack of a better term. If you're willing, we might be able to convince the local church to provide a stipend of some kind. Perhaps 100 or 200 for your services.
type it sounds about good, and if you folks need any more jobs done in the future, I think that could be a fair arrangement.
Certainly. Well, then why don't you head on down this way?
I
We've
step
got...
forward and spit in my palm and stick it out for a handshake.
All right, as you begin stepping forward, I'd like you to give me an athletics check.
I'm very athletic, baby. 19.
All right. You begin stepping around, and you immediately feel that the ground is a little slippery and slopey and hard to step on, but you're pretty sturdy on your own 2 feet, so it doesn't bother you. You head on down, and, well, Nathan gives a grudgingly hand.
Arch smirks
Now-
as he hears the spit slop against Nathan's hand, earning a small victory.
Yes, well, just this way then, and you two head on deeper within. What
All
would
right, and I start following my new friends.
All right. And what of our other 3 members? What were you listening?
I got a 14 with disadvantage because I don't have it as a trained skill.
All right.
13.
Just a little player.
Mr. Pinky.
Yes,
I
Artie.
got a 4.
What did you roll?
I went with Joe's disadvantage because I don't have it as a trained either.
Word. All right. Well, those of you who made above 10, you heard this conversation, and you could tell that there were other people, and that your friend has, or friend might be too liberal of a term, your compatriot has wandered on off with them.
Well, I guess we should go back him up.
I guess now we have 2 members of the church in these caverns as well to worry about.
We can change that pretty easily, and I cock my rifle.
Lenny just has a slightly
Cock.
terrified. Lenny just has a slightly terrified expression. Well, you wouldn't know because he always has a slight smile. His stiff face
Alright.
proceeds forwards, so he wouldn't end up being shot.
All right.
Gonna squeeze.
Give me a moral sanity save.
Second. 14, I pass.
Perfecto. You managed to squeeze on through the tight spaces, the little crawl you have to do. It never quite gets easy. But you manage to step out onto the other end. Does anyone follow? All right. Give me a survival sanity save, the both of you.
Pass with flying colors.
And
All
that's a
right.
nope.
All right.
I
You are
want to
gonna
see a roll of 10.
You're going to take 3 sanity damage as you squeeze on through. The tight space is just getting heavier and harder to move and traverse every time. Now, entering into this area, what are our lights?
Lantern.
Lantern. Beautiful.
I'm hoping
And-
to go off the lantern light.
Perfect.
Yeah,
Artie, I know
the
you've got...
lantern also.
That works. So out of the lantern light, you can see just off in the distance, it seems this rubbled room where there's stalactites, stalagmites, crisscrossing around. And each step you take is a little hard to suit with. But you can see that there's 2 entrances, just barely, with the torch of your light. Michelle, would you please drop the tile? Works.
SMH.
God damn it.
All right.
So, vertigo
She
is
has to
what we
edit in
get
the spit
to.
bubble.
Yes. So
Thank you.
you've just come out of E, and you can see that there's 2 areas leading down alongside 2 other ones right near, little tight corridors as well.
Just looking around for a second, trying to soak in the map.
All right. Whenever you're ready to make a move.
Could we deduce where the party of 3 went, or could we like roll a lesson or something?
Certainly, you can give sensory tricks a try. You could roll me a survival. Whatever tickles your fancy.
All right, well, time to go with the generic lesson.
Perfecto.
Just remind me, apart from disadvantage, do I still add a modifier?
If it's a negative modifier, certainly. Well, I would say you'd add your base modifier as well.
Yeah, that was basically the question. So in that case, I got a 10.
It's hard to hear, but just barely you can make out the sounds of dear Archibald deep into what seems down towards the sea area. You can see that there's some kind of sticky substance spread across the entrance.
This looks like a god's awful idea. I'm just putting that out there into the universe.
In or out of character.
In character.
Alright, thank you. Well, if they went in there, could I mayhaps actually what could we roll to determine the splooge on the walls in the C section?
Well, as you begin making your way over to investigate, I'd like you to give me athletics and acrobatics.
Alrighty. And or do we pick?
Either one.
Alright.
Your preference?
Uh, 22.
You manage to make it through. It's a little slippery and slidey, and you feel a little disoriented doing so. But you make it towards the entrance, where you can see the substance itself. You can give me a various knowledge check. There's things such as biology, local, or you can give me a survival.
You know what? I'm gonna abuse my my knowledge thingy once more.
As you should.
Let me just find a thing. Alright. So that would be 10. Sadness.
You can tell it's some kind of web, but you don't really know of what kind. It seems nondescript in name.
Alright, well, I'm gonna. I assume my other 2 party members are still at the entrance. Like the entrance we came in through.
I'm planning on staying there after seeing the amount of acrobatics required to not cave in my own skull while traversing this sticky, slimy mess.
You could always
And-
fly.
Mr. Archie, what of you? Are you to stay with your compatriot or delve a little deeper, testing your luck?
I'm going to stay at the entrance as he said.
Perfectly suitable. Now, our good Lenny, would you be trying to be stealthy about your approach, or are you just waltzing on in?
Oh yeah, definitely stealthy. I was gonna pop fun as we entered, but my stupid brain forgot. So yeah, I can roll you a sneak if you give me a second.
Yes. And then,
That will be 13.
perfect. Archibald, I'd like you to give me just a general spot check. Same with you, Elena. Wonderful. And Archibald, David,
Yes. Hello.
would you kindly give us a spot check?
What am I spotting for?
Just things that don't want to be seen.
Oh, like a little axolotl.
Who
Okay.
knows? There could be other things crawling around in the darkness, as far as we know.
I got a 5, so hopefully there's nothing fucking crawling in the dark.
Perfectly suitable. As you begin heading down, you find yourself in this, well, webbed room. You and Nathan and Elena begin heading through. The smell of rot begins permeating. While it's hard to notice much through the dim lighting, columns blocking a lot of view, you can tell that there are mummified carcasses tied to the wall with webbing, dried of any kind of nutrition.
Now, when you
Yes.
say webbing, you explicitly mean spider webbing, correct?
Supposedly.
Or
It's what it looks
insect
like.
webbing, because there is no other webbing in existence that I know of.
Yeah. Yeah, so it's very insectoid webbing. Who knows what it belongs? But as you begin walking in, Nathan gestures, and yes, you see, we have a feeling that an arcane source is within this area. And we'd like your assistance taking care of whatever's strewn these creatures to the wall.
Now, I don't mean to presume anything, but you're not just gonna throw me to the wolves or spiders or locusts or whatever the hell did these webs and just kind of run off. We're gonna do this as a collective, am I correct?
Certainly, we wouldn't
I would
leave
like to
someone
sense
who's
motive.
helping us behind.
I would very much like to sense motive.
I,
21 is my sense motive.
Okay. You can tell that Nathan is serious about how he wants to. He doesn't have any intention of leaving you behind, but you can tell there's a little mischief
She's
going on
fucking
with
with me, but there's no intention to screw me over. Okay.
None that you can see.
All right. I just kind of give a light smile to her and give her a wink and keep walking.
Yes. Now, yes, as you begin pittering in the light, you start to get a better feel for it until eventually you reach the back. Nathan's reaching out with his mind, sensing forward. Yes, I think there is some presence here, the arcane source. Elena, well, you should start the ritual to gather it into focus. Now, as they do this, I'd like you to give me a listen check, dear Lunchable.
That is a 8.
8. You feel a little pressure in your blood. You're not used to being underground in a web. It's a little hard to hear much outside of the beating of your heart. But as they begin to do this ritual, our good friend Lenny, you're creeping along and you begin to enter through this area. You see this room and you can see the flickering of torchlight. See your compatriot Archibald's watching hand as he's looking around and listening as they perform these two, what seems to be church members, some kind of. In this moment, Michelle, would you please drop the tile? No.
Terrifying.
Crowley and Artie, you see Lenny head deeper in. Will you just be waiting for him?
I suppose that's going to depend. Do we have our own light source?
Yes,
I
you
have
two
a
are just in the dark now.
Okay.
So as soon as he leaves, I'll light up the torch, and let me see if I can find the right tile. I would like to go ahead and take a look at B in the Vertigo room. I want to go inspect that and see if there's anything that I can easily figure out by just taking a peek into the other side.
Okay. You creep along to take a look in, and through your torchlights, well, you can't see much. You can hear something. I'd like you to give me a listen check.
I rolled in that one.
My man's deaf.
Wow. You can hear something. It's a rather disturbing noise, like a clicking of claws, smacking of saliva, wrenching something. But it's not from deeper within B. Rather, it's from down below. The direction Lenny went, you can hear something gut. Very, very.
Well, that sounds completely awful. I'm gonna go into B.
Sounds beautiful.
In that case,
And
I'm following the light
what have
source,
you-
so we're going to B.
You creep along, and you head toward. In this case, Lenny, do you have any intentions of interrupting what they're doing, or do you just want to stay watch?
Currently just stay watch because, I mean, I can see Archibald and I can see he's unharmed. And, hey,
Could you give me a spot check, if you don't mind?
sure thing. That's a nat one.
Baby!
You
I rolled with
too.
disadvantage, but either way, it would have been 2 otherwise.
Yes. Well, in that case, you see something quite. For a moment there, you're distracted by the strange energies coming from the two clergy. And in the corner of your eye, you see something just scuttle along steadily through the ceiling. And then you begin to look closer at it. Realize there's this giant arachnid form clawing upon the surface, creeping towards. It's steady, just jerking motion, disturbing. I would like you to give me a hard sanity.
Sorry, which sanity? Oh, hard sanity. We make it with 15.
Ooh. In that moment, a chill runs down your spine as you see this creature creeping close. But you manage to stave off any insanity for now.
Well,
Now, Archibald, as this ritual is continuing, do you do anything in particular, or are you just ensuring standing guard and making sure that nothing pops out, no boogie?
Yeah, I'm just double checking my rifle, making sure it's locked and loaded, and then checking the pistol. Should be good. And just sort of keeping an eye, keeping an ear, keeping 2 eyes, keeping 2 ears.
Well, despite your terrible perception, you are still keeping guard. Lenny, what of you? After seeing such a sight, you do?
well, how far away is it from me, and how far away is it from the 3 figures that are not arachnids?
It's 30 to 40 from you, but it seems closer. It's hard to judge, maybe 10, 20.
Oh boy. Just give me a second. Yeah, I just want to check I just want to see if I have any cute spells that could help with this. Maybe not. Right, well, I'm in a bit of a pickle. But would it be possible to, like, sneak around the creature, not directly around the creature, but, like, past the creature and closer to my compatriot Archibald? So I can get closer and kind of, like,
Theoretically,
whisper to him.
you may be able to.
Yeah, you see... That's the big one.
As you sit there considering your options, it's creeping closer.
Oh, no,
Now
don't worry.
only 15 to 5.
I have made certain what I want to do. So I will approach stealthily, and let me just roll sneak, I guess.
Do you have your light on still?
Oh, I'm gonna turn that off.
I mean,
Okay.
I have a light on me. I don't know if he's looking at me or the spider thingy.
Well, currently I'm gonna
You turn
try
it
to
off.
like approach Archibald, but yes, I'm gonna turn it off.
You turn it off, losing the creature into the darkness as you try approaching Archibald. What is your stealth check?
It's 19.
All right. You creep along till you're just close enough that you can probably reach out to Archibald, speak something, get his attention.
Sorry, I didn't hear that last bit. Kind of cut out.
You're close enough to him.
You can touch me.
I'm gonna whisper. Archibald, there seems to be a huge spider in the shadows.
Now, Archie, what is your response to suddenly your friend being behind you whispering to you? Oh, compatriot.
Not sure he's my friend. Gonna say that on the open.
A co-worker.
A colleague, yeah. You see, because if I'm standing guard and I would assume a whisper comes from behind me, I will immediately turn and shoot. Now I don't want to do that, but I'm trying to think out a way. Yeah, I guess I just turn and brandish the rifle immediately into Lenny's face. Just like quick snap reflex.
You quickly snap over, and you see that it's instead.
Can I do it quietly? because I don't want to. Because I think that the other two are doing their thing. I don't want to alarm them, per se.
Sure, give me an athletics check. Or acrobatic.
Acrobatics? Okay, that's fair. It's all the same bonus anyways. It's a 22, so...
You manage to just swiftly move your gun, pointing at him, without making any major noises or disruption.
I don't talk because I know my grumbling voice will give it away, so I just look at him in the eyes, down the barrel.
He kind of... Lenny kind of stares, terrified, but repeats the message. There seems to be a huge spider around here.
I sort of raise my eyebrows in sort of like questioning, and then sort of do a mild gesture, like a circular gesture with the rifle to be like, where?
Relatives, can I point to the location I last saw the spider?
Certainly.
Like,
You may
yeah.
point in that direction.
Lenny meekly points towards the site he saw it at.
So,
I'd like you both to give me another spot check if you are looking in that direction.
Sure thing.
16.
That's
Okay.
going to be 11.
You're looking around, and the place you saw the spider, it isn't there anymore.
I drop the barrel to the ground and look back at Lenny and kind of raise my eyebrow.
Lenny is terrified at the prospect of the creature sneaking around and potentially being, closer now. He whispers once more. I really saw it. It could be anywhere now. We should probably be careful about it. It was rather huge. And where are the two other people you were with?
I raise a single finger to my lips to shush him, and then I, with my boot, kind of like slightly, like kind of not like forcing him, but like push him away. So he like moves on his own, and then I turn back to the other two, sort of seeing what they're doing.
As you push him away, you turn around to look at them, but as you do, you feel a slight slimy strand descend upon your head. You can hear just this like clicking.
Can I do a reaction?
Certainly. What would you like to do?
Just point the rifle straight up and just blind fire directly, like atop of me.
Certainly. You blind fire above. Give me an attack roll.
That is a 13.
All right. You blindly fire above, and in doing so, you shoot several shots into this ginormous spider-like figure with
Booyah, baby.
its limbs stretching towards you. Give me damage, please.
How many shots did I put into it?
I'd say, what's your gun particularly?
It's a 308 rifle, which I think is bolt action, so I don't know. I was more aiming just like one, but I don't know if you want to give me two at your call.
Since it's a bolt action rifle, it'll just be the one shot.
One shot? Okay. 2d8. So that's 8 damage. With armor piercing.
Ah, nice. All right, 8 damage as you blast around into it. At this, Lenny, you see it in full force suddenly, and then the two clergymen twist around, their ritual still continuing. as the spider forms.
Then he kind of gasps deeply, trying to not fucking scream out.
All right. At this, I would like you two to give me initiative. Elena, initiative, please.
Oh, boy.
And I would like my other two investigators, Archie and Crawley, to give me a listen check.
I got a 12 on the initiative.
All right.
I got a 19 on listen.
Okay.
Which is good because I got a 9.
Yay,
But
finally.
I'm
Almost a 10.
I'm gonna guess that a rifle shot in a cave might be noticeable with a 9.
I got 16.
Okay. Let's. Well, it would have been noticeable at a 9 if it were dead silent. Where you are at, you can hear rushing water closer and closer, and then all of a sudden, your compatriot Joey Crawley hears a deafening that he picks out through the rushing of water as you look back. I'd like you two to give me initiative as well.
Damn it.
No escape.
Fear.
Only fear.
One fear. Spiders. Man, thank God I didn't pick arachnophobia. I was considering it. I was like, maybe I should.
Come, sweet Nerevar. It is not too
mercy.
late for my mercy. Come and look upon the heart. Upon the heart.
Yes.
I'm
Whoa.
gonna
Oh.
All right, and Elena? 3.
just for
Boo!
Okay. And Archie? I see 6. Perfecto. Well, in this case... Alright. It is now Lenny's turn. Suddenly the spider appealing above your friend, a shot ringing through, blasting. What would you like to do?
Well, there's only one sane decision, and that's to shoot at the spider.
Perfectly sane.
I will do so with my my revolver.
Of course.
Yeah, I'm just finding the freaking dice again. I'm rolling them on the floor. That's gonna be a 9.
Alright. You shoot a shot, but unfortunately it just skips along, blasting into the ceiling. Would you like to do anything else with your turn?
Nah, that's all I'm gonna do for now.
Alright, Archibald. You've just shot a shot, another one in quick succession follows from your compatriots, and the spider is still above you, twitching from the bullet. What would you like to do?
As it screams in pain from the bullet, I quickly just chick the bolt action, pop the bullet out, pop another one in, boom, boom, fire second round.
Beautiful. Give me that attack roll.
Oh, baby, nat 20.
Beautiful. What's the damage?
So is that would that be double my dice or just double the number after the 2d8?
Let's double the dice.
Oh, yeah, it's more fun. So. Oh, God. 27. Does that kill it?
Beautiful. It does not.
What the fuck is this fucking spider?
You shoot another round into this.
It's armor piercing.
Oh shit! I was looking at the wrong creature. You do. You blast through it, and its body falls upon you.
Can I do an acrobatics check to like dive out of the way so I don't get spider gunk on me?
Sure, we can use that as a reaction.
Oh, yeah, that's a 13.
All right. You manage to dive out of the way as it lands forward. Lenny, would you like to make a athletics check or acrobatics?
I'm gonna
Acrobatics.
acrobatics myself into a corner, just kind of scuttle into it.
Mhm. Perfect for an axolotl.
Hi.
Sort of
16.
crab behavior.
Well, both. 16.
Beautiful. You slink away as it falls down. The crunch of it slams down as it twitches and curls in on itself. Typical spider death position. With that, Nathan continues on shakily and says the final rites to summon forth and solidify the arcane. And at this, you two see a vision form. It seems to be this distorted, just eviscerated form, a figure of a warborn woman, burly, strong, but just emancipated, attacked, and severed, her guts hanging forth. At this, I would like to know, what is Crowley gonna do?
So, I hear the gunshot from far off. First thing I want to do is check this room to see if there's anything dangerous in it before I just go running off.
You're talking about in the next area past the beep, the vertigo.
Yes.
All right. You do a quick scan around. I'd like you to give me a spot.
It's 15.
All right. In that moment, you take a quick glance around and you can see the spraying of water, but you don't see anything that should startle, that might be threat.
Okay. I'm going to... So, Artie, did you hear that?
No, all I can hear is the water.
Okay. Sit tight. Sit tight. I'm gonna be right back. So I'm gonna go back through the way we came, and I'm gonna try to get down to where I know they were.
All right. You begin heading back through Vertigro, leaving Artie in the darkness. As you do so, you see this room, the entirety of it. As you begin heading down, I'd like you to give me an acrobatics check.
Come on, dice. I rolled an 8.
You begin running along, but in the rush of it, you slip, falling on your back, slamming down, and then sliding a bit down, laying prone. It is now Artie's turn. You can follow suit if you like, or you can stay where you are. What is your preference?
I am going to move far enough in to where I can still at least see the light from the glowing hearth.
Okay. Yes. You head further in.
I mean, I'm going to follow instructions and stay here at least until I start hearing rifle fire.
Okay, you head back close enough, enough for you to see your compatriot fall, slip. Not only is his torch rolling down the ways, leaving him a little in a precarious position, but he also takes 1 point of bludgeoning damage, falling on him. It is now Lenny's turn. In this moment, you see the spider fall before you, and you can see this form suddenly take place of this warborn woman, distorted, disturbed, and disintegrated into different parts. What would you like to do?
That's a really good question. So she's just standing there.
She is just standing. I suppose the same applies for you two, Archibald. Since there is no immediate combat, you two can share the check.
I guess I'll strap my rifle, pull out the pistol, and sort of like approach the two gripes,
Mhm.
and kind of call out like, "What in the hell are you two doing?"
All right. And as he does that, Lenny, do you have any immediate actions you'd like to, or do you want to just hold still?
Movement-wise, I'm gonna be I'm gonna be sticking to the rocks. But if the apparition of the Warborn woman is close enough, Lenny will try to softly whisper.
Unfortunately,
Who are you?
the other two are farther down. They've created this semicircle upon which the Warborn woman is floating in between. It's about 20 feet or so.
Well, I'm gonna try and sneaking then.
Okay. Give me a stealth check.
Sure thing. Let me just get my floor.
Can I potentially like assist him by like drawing their attention? I don't know if that would like help him in the role.
Sure, there's enough chaotic shit happening right now that I think Lenny deserves an advantage at that.
Thank you.
Awesome.
You know, good thing you gave me advantage. That was an at one otherwise. As it
You're
stands,
fucking welcome, you stupid idiot.
as it stands, it's a 10.
All right. You begin crawling along the walls, through the pillars, until you find yourself nearish by. Unfortunately, she is still right next to these two others, kept within this ring of arcane energy.
Let me just. Could I? You know, these hard and long rules made me forget. Can I prepare an action?
Certainly. What would you like to prepare?
I'm gonna. Let me just give me a second. Let me find the name of the thing. I wanna prepare darkness, my old friend.
All right. And
It's usually
what is the
bonus
trigger?
action, and yeah, it's. Actually, let me just copy the explanation.
Certainly.
What
Well,
kind
I've
of
got no
spell is it?
problem. Yes, well, I have no problem with you preparing the action. What is your trigger that you're waiting? What are you
Right.
anticipating?
I'm. Let me try and form this well. So, if they, if I, if I like note any hostility towards Archibald or the area, the Warborn woman, I wish to cast it across the two of them.
Perfect. All right.
Making
If
thing. So
you
you're doing Darkness, my old friend.
Yeah, I'm doing darkness, my old friend.
Awesome. Thank you, because I
Uh,
have a bonus to that. I think.
Nice.
All
Let me
right.
just roll a sanity damage while you guys
All
proceed.
right. Well,
Because
while
I
you hold on
have
to that.
well, because I have feather steps, so I can roll a stealth check when I'm lightly obscured instead of heavily obscured. I didn't know there was that much of a depth rule, but I guess it doesn't really matter. We'll get to that when we get to it.
Certainly. Now, Elena and Nate will share a turn again since they're right next to each other. Nate turns to Archibald and says, well, this is the arcane energy source. We're seeking to purify it. We've merely manifested it forth.
Is this dialogue or is this just a turn thing?
This is dialogue. Yes.
Okay. Now, what in the hell does that mean?
We are purifying the arcane source. We are getting rid of it because it is causing disturbances in the arcane ley line. So I'm starting to doubt you can understand this.
Looks like some dead woman.
I have no idea what you're talking about. This is an amalgamation of form. Phew. It's a shame. You seemed so helpful. I suppose you at least took care of the critter. I can't expect you to handle much more arcane this.
Hold on there. It seems like you're turning things around on me. I'm just asking what the hell's going on.
And on you saying that, we'll move back to Carly and Archie. What would you like to do?
Crowley, you're ahead of me in order here.
We'll say you two can share a turn.
Sorry, I had muted myself. I am just going to be trying to get up, brush myself off, hopefully not have permanent brain damage, and get to where the gunshot came from. I am more
Alright.
worried now that I haven't heard follow-up gunshots.
You've heard, I think at this point, 2 more gunshots, and then it's nothing.
Yep. Am worried.
So you get up, dusting yourself off. You begin heading down deeper, making your way into the vertical. You can see the light sources are there, and off in the distance you can see this disturbed form of a warborn woman, dismembered and de-gutted.
So I have a bunch of bonuses to mind-altering effects, resisting them.
Yes.
Because of that, I also have anti-magic blood from being an Elson. So because of all that, am I pretty sure that this isn't just like a magic trick? It is some sort of emanation.
From your perception, it seems to be genuine. The image you see, it's a little disturbing at this. In fact, I would like everyone involved to roll me a supernatural sanity save. Lenny, Archie, and Crowley.
Arch. That's a pass. Yes, pass.
All right. Any failures?
Nope. Doesn't look like.
Perfecto. In that case, you see this woman standing there. You're able to make it at least most of the way through, and you hear that these two are arguing. Do you have a light on you?
I have my torch, as long as it didn't go out when I fell.
It fell, but you managed to pick it up and run in.
Okay.
What would you like to do upon seeing these people bickering? Archie with 2 seeming clergy.
I see the huge dead spider, I'm guessing.
Yes, you see the outline of it through the flickering of the light.
Okay. I'm gonna have my rifle at the ready, but I'm just gonna walk up and say, what's going on here, Archie?
Well, while that happens, Archie, are you still waiting in anticipation?
Well, I asked him a question, and I guess we cut off at that question, so I wasn't sure if that was a dramatic cut or not.
No, RT.
Oh.
Oh.
I am going to follow Crowley in.
All right. I'd like you to give me an athletics or acrobatics check.
Doesn't matter. I don't have either. That's the one I get the 17 on.
Hey, you managed to skid on through, noticing Crowley's failure. And you make it on over. And as you head on in, you see the scene, everyone piling in, all this crowd and noise. And noticeably, you see this giant, disgusting spider carcass alongside a dismembered, ghostly visage. And you feel that connection, that dead energy. I'd like you to give me supernatural save.
Why don't you have to do that one at a disadvantage? 10 will do it.
Perfecto. Now that everyone is here, we can continue on as normal time. At this, Artie coming in with Crowley, everyone's just suddenly there. Nate steps back. Like, well, hold on. Who are these other people? What?
Don't look at me. I don't know them.
I'm
I
just
said it very
fine.
loud, and I turn to everyone to make eye contact so they know that I'm. Hopefully, get it.
All right, give me a deception check.
I'm not like trying to actively deceive. I'm trying to like get them in on the bit.
No, the two gripes.
Well, it's a 14,
No.
baby.
All right.
You're trying to keep the gripes out of the bit right now.
Yeah, no, they're not in the bit. I want everyone else to be in the bit, and then they're not in the bit. They're not doing the yes and. We're doing the yes and.
All right, Elena. All right.
Boom.
Now, I can tell that you're not a very truthful person. You seem to have been lying to us from the start. I appreciate your help. This sudden occurrence of further members of whatever party you're a part of is rather disturbing.
Well, it seems to me like you're doing your job and I get to get paid at the end of the day, so I don't see what the problem is.
Yes. Why are you here?
Told you I'm just a simple adventurer.
I hardly believe that.
Why does it matter why I am here? What matters is what the hell you're doing. Can we get it done faster without this weird ghost thing staring at me this whole damn time?
Good boy. What have we told you? This isn't some ethereal being. Those aren't real. Instead, this is just some arcane source, disentangled. It's up to us to weed it out. That's all.
Then get it done. I start like tapping a fake watch on my hand. Like, then get to it. It's getting kind of weird.
Whoa. What is actually going on here? Because that's definitely a person. Not a live
simple-minded
person.
It's got a glowing light to it. I don't think they ain't no person, sir.
I'm saying it looks like a ghost.
Well, they just
Elena,
say
we
ghosts
seem to
ain't
be
real, so.
full of these simple-minded.
Indeed. Pay no attention to her screams. She is not a spirit. She is merely an arcane illusion. And as such, she is our responsibility only.
Okay, well, two things about that lady. One, match is bullshit. Two, you're claiming to be an arcane caster. You wouldn't know anything about spirit. Three, I know I said I had 2 points, but what the fuck are you doing down here?
Precisely. I am an arcane user, and this is not a spirit entity.
I just
I
kind of
don't
like
think-
take a seat on a stalactite and start like rubbing my forehead, like just weary.
I don't want to be party to anyone fucking around with ghosts. Ghosts are bad. Ghosts are the one thing in this world that is real and awful.
Well, sir,
So-
it seems to me like they're getting rid of that ghost, so I really don't seem like this is a problem.
If they're banishing a ghost with their humbo, jumbo, himbo, whatever, that's fine. But I'm gonna go wait in the other room, just in case you all die.
We'll call you if we need you.
Okay, that sounds good. Thanks for taking care of whatever this thing is that I kicked the spider carcass to make sure it's dead.
Hey, that's a good carcass. Don't mess up the meat.
Yes. I would like to give you two 1 sanity point for in-depth roleplay.
Me and
No.
Joe.
Yes.
Okay.
At this,
Fuck yeah, I
Nate
didn't lose a
turns,
sanity, but I get one. Hell yeah.
Nate turns back to Elena. Well, let's get this over. and he begins enchanting more with Elena. At this, all of you can see this ghostly figure, stunned as it was in its form, is now writhing and screaming in pain. I'd like the four of you to give me violent sanity saves.
Easy peasy, babe. Oh, passed
My sanity is always violent.
it.
I pass.
All right.
Yeah, sanity I can pass.
Pass.
Perfect.
I did not pass. Ouchie.
Oh. At that point, you
Do
take...
I know? This is just a question you can handle after. But do I know where Lenny is?
I would say you have a vague idea, but he does take 4 points of sanity damage hearing this screaming of torture.
Okay.
Abuga booga.
Yes.
Because I
Ghostly-
figured he's strangely absent, and I think he snuck. I saw him sneak again at least, so I figured I know at least he's sneaking and not just missing.
The ghost begins screaming in Warborn about fighting back, how it was almost free, how it had everything, and it begins tearing. As its form
Luckily, I don't
begins
speak Warborn.
shredding. Yes, can anyone here speak Warborn?
Yeah, kind of.
Nope.
Lawyer.
No.
All right.
Lawyer just fucking doesn't speak.
Lawyer's a Warborn lawyer, but
I'm-
cannot speak a fucking lick of English. Lawyer.
I am leaving. I am not
Bruh.
going to be partial to war crimes.
Sir, you
War
need to
crimes?
stop this.
He's using the bird law.
And if the priest will not stop, I will try to tackle him, which is going to be comical, but I will make the attempt.
Yes, so the priest dissuades what it's saying and continues on focusing on the arcane energy. If you'd like to tackle them.
I turned to Artie and kind of like pat my sidearm. It's probably not a good idea to do that, sir.
I'm still trying to tackle the priest. I got a 16
All right.
on it.
Oh,
Alright.
then can I react to that?
The priest is tackled as you fall to the floor, as you hold on to him, disrupting it. The circle begins fading just a little bit. Elena notices this. You can react to this.
So if he's tackling him, I'm going to assume Artie's on top.
Yes.
Then I'm going to shoot, probably not the center of mass. I'm going to try to aim for the side, just so I don't want to kill both of them.
Mhm.
But I do want to, if they're going to start fighting, I do want to give Nathan an upper hand. So I'm just going to shoot
All right.
in that direction.
Give me the attack roll.
That is a 15.
All right. And Artie, does that have anything to do? Does that beat your EVA?
Oh, yeah.
All right. Give me damage then.
11.
11 damage. Wowzer. I would
Goodbye.
like
50 caliber
Everyone in-
pistol, baby.
I'd like everyone in the room to take sanity, violent sanity save.
Before
And,
that
yes.
happens, I would like to intervene before he takes damage. That is, can I, as a reaction, can I cast Flesh Ward, feeling my with my darkness already feeling? Like,
Yes.
can I try and cast Flesh Ward instead? All right. Considering the dire situation we're in, I think it would be a fruitful.
Am I still in the room?
You were heading out when you heard this.
Yeah, no, you're out the door,
gunshot go
babe.
off.
Okay. In that case, I passed the violence check.
All right. And
All right, so
Can you use Flesh Ward at a distance? Itself.
yeah, no, that's what I was gonna say. I just noticed
Yeah.
a slight issue.
If
in
you're
my-
touching him, maybe, but
Yeah.
yes.
No, nope.
All right.
Forget.
Then you two still need to make a violence sanity save, and I
Oh, I
think also
passed.
make it a. All right. All right.
I
And
passed through.
Perfect. At this, Artie, you are unconscious, but you do not need to make a violent sanity save because of that. He is thrown to the ground. And in this intense moment, I'd like to call a break.
Perfect.
How long is the break?
Let's say we'll come back in 20 minutes.
Sound.
All right. Now, when we had last left off, somebody was shot. And this
Yes.
echoing shot has left quite the impression in poor Artie's body. In fact, it seems as if his soul has left. As the moment you shot him, his body went limp against Nate. And at this, he pushes him aside and is like, oh my goodness. Well, thank you for getting rid of this ruffian, but to kill someone, such drastic.
Just doing my job, sir. Keep doing with your ritual.
Yes, I suppose so.
I pop out my magazine and load up the bullet that I shot into fucking Artie. I load up an extra one and then pop it back.
So from my point of view, you shot Artie, and his soul. What happened to his soul?
He slipped
just went
now.
limp, dude. He ragdolled.
Shot him, fell down, and now he's just laying, and he's been tossed to the side.
And he's dead?
For all intents and purposes, you can take a closer look if you like.
Yeah, if you want to come over here and get in the way of my bullet, sure.
Okay, I'm gonna run up and try to use first aid on him.
You run up to him, going to touch and heal what you can, but you realize there's no pulse. He was dead the moment the bullet hit. Give me a medicine.
Nasty business there, Mr. Nelson.
Oh no, I rolled a 6. This man is irreparably dead.
You looked at him and you know something's not right. Something feels off, but you're just so distraught by the sudden just corpse of a person. It's hard to tell.
Okay. Overcome with rage, I am going to walk up and shove you, Archie, and try and take your guns.
Are you going to shove me or try to take my guns? Yeah, I don't think you can do both at the same time, Bobby.
I'm going to try and, shove you back away from the whole situation and then try and take your guns.
All right, as you do that...
If he's going to shove me, I would take a reaction.
As you take this reaction, Nate is continuing on with the ritual, and the Warborn woman is being torn apart once again, screaming in agony. What is your reaction?
My reaction is to draw my gun, point at him, and not shoot, but say, hey, partner, why don't you just take it easy?
Why don't you take it easy? You're the one shooting people in this goddamn cave.
I'm just letting these folks do their job. They'll be done, and we're moving on. You are already leaving this place. I don't see why you're coming back. Why don't you just keep moseying on over there?
Okay, fine. I'm leaving. Can I make for the mouth of this section of cave and then roll stealth?
Yes, you can definitely try that. And what of Lenny during this whole exchange?
My man's just chilling. But no. Right, I was going to ask, pre-break, thanks for refreshing my brain that I'm here. Is there a... How do I want to phrase this? Is there a way to discern the nature of the spirit, like...
Certainly, you can give me an occult check or a related what do they call it? Knowledge check. Whatever
Occult.
you... Alright. What's your roll?
Let me just find my pluses. That's going to be 16.
16, okay. You can tell that the spirit doesn't feel dangerous, but desperate, sad, grieving. Not hostile. Well, I would say that it's rather pissed at being torn apart actively, but it didn't feel like it was seeking to hurt anything.
But yeah, can I discern anything of its nature? Like, whence it came from, or why?
Well, you can tell that it is a warborn, and it's been eviscerated from its wounds. You might imagine that it might have something to do with the spider hate.
Well, the spider is dead, and those two are doing the thing, and Lenny in character is confused. Me, out of character, is confused. So I'm gonna keep my ass down so I don't end up like Artie. For now.
Perfectly fine. All
And
right.
observe it.
Now, Crowley, you wanted to stealth? Tell me more about that.
So I want to go to the mouth in a dark little recess, stealth, take out my rifle, and aim it at Archie.
Okay. Give me a stealth check. Archie, I'd like you to give me a spot check.
I rolled a solid 10.
Okay.
Looks like an 18 for me, Chief.
Now, Crowley, you are in obscured light, are you not?
Mm-hmm.
I dare say that gives you an advantage. Did you roll that?
I did not. A nat 20.
Oh, perfect. Well, in the moment, you almost felt like you were going to get spotted. You felt the hot heat his sight. You immediately slunk back around a corner, aiming your gun. Now, you continue acting, but in that moment, something happens. Nate feels like a little disturbance in the air before he begins and trips and falls down, disrupting the circle. He looks around. What happened? Elena? Did you see something?
Oh, I didn't see anything.
I suppose the arcane energies really are disbalanced. It's causing natural senses to be thrown around like that.
Arcane energy wouldn't do that. I don't like this. I don't like this at all.
We better finish this up. Maybe we'll stop with just the spirit, come back with reinforcements. Archibald, please take care and make sure there's nothing around that's causing these disturbances.
Not quite sure what you mean by that, because I got no sense of the tinkly winglies.
Certainly. I suppose it may purely be of an arcane source. At least making sure that there's no physical intruders while we complete our ritual.
Let me check, and I'm going to use my track ability.
Ooh.
I can track targets in any condition. If so, ergo, can I track Joe?
Well, is that your target?
He did say an interloper, and I'm not sure where Joe's the other person I know here. So where did Mr. Crowley go besides a Metallica song?
You begin tracking along, following his trail. You see Lenny just kind of hiding behind the pillars as you begin walking. And what of you, Mr. Crowley? Is there any actions you'd like to take as you see him beginning to move closer and closer towards you? As he's peering at the ground, picking up the trail.
Okay, so the ritual is being a little funky at this point. Like something extra's going on. Do I notice that?
Yes, you know that something weird is happening. Nathan just suddenly being swept up by his feet, falling to the ground. That doesn't seem normal. He
Okay,
seems pretty confused too.
I'm gonna shoot Nathan.
All right, give me an attack roll.
Baby.
It's a 11.
All right, let me verify whether or not that hits. You shoot out, and in doing so, you hit. Striking against him, give me damage.
6 damage. It's AP.
Okay. You shoot him, and he begins falling to the ground, blood pooling out. What is this?
Okay, the moment that happens, Elena is going to shoot back.
God.
I think Elena will have to do that with disadvantage since she doesn't know the source. So it'll just be down that hallway.
But I'm tracking my man. Can I track my man? Do I with the shot?
Yeah.
Am I able to flag him?
You immediately see him the moment the flare comes from his gun. He lights
so
up.
let me pitch this to you. I shoot there, and with that undisadvantage Elena.
No, because they're both taking reactions at the same time.
Okay, that's fair. I'm just gonna. Do I know where he is now? Like fully.
You have a pretty good.
I'm just gonna kind of hang tight. Maybe lean against the wall real quick because I see Nathan's chest just kind of explode. So I'm just gonna lean against the wall. Maybe put the pistol in the holster and just kind of sit for a second.
You see the sudden blast come from his gun, following it, seeing him, and then seeing Nate's just fall to the side. What are the rolls, Elena?
It'll be a 10 to hit. Don't think that's gonna hit.
All right. You blast into the distance, and it just shatters against the stone, illuminating, and you see both of these people standing there. In fact, you make out. Lenny, are you trying to hide currently?
Most definitely.
All right. I'd like you to give me stealth check, please. And Elena, a competing spot check.
It's one, baby.
The sudden blast, and you fumble backward, revealing yourself. There are now 3 figures you see: Lenny, Archie, and Corral. I've been shot.
Okay, so are we gonna get initiative because Elena's gonna kill him?
Yeah, you know what? I think we need to roll initiative. Do you guys feel comfortable with us falling back to the initiative we had earlier, or do you want to roll new initiative? Yes.
Whatever you guys want.
All right.
Artie, do you agree? My man roleplays corpse really well.
All right, all right. Well, in this case, we will continue with what we had. Lenny, it is your turn. What would you like to do?
Well, there's many things I would like to do. I want to ask the thing that came to mind while shots were firing. Would my like this is a bit out of combat, but would my sensitive trait like pick up anything other than the obvious ghost and the obvious spellcaster?
Say that again?
Would my sensitive traits pick up anything other than the, two obvious sources of energy?
Well, it depends on how well you roll.
Oh, well, that's completely true. Wait, what do I add to it? Because I got a 13.
I suppose you would just roll occult.
Flat roll, yeah. It's a 13. Yay.
Perfecto. You're able to sense through the room, and through it you feel a bunch of energies reverberating. There is this arcane source coming, but it's not really here. You feel it much deeper from where you came, much stronger, like a shadow hanging over in the distance. Instead, you also feel two spiritual present. You're unsure what exactly.
God, I wish I remembered that before people got shot. But as it stands, is yelling at the top of your lungs an action? I mean, I wanna yell out to the remaining gripe about the now gathered information.
Yeah, we can count that as a bonus action.
All right, stop fighting, all of you. There's something off with the source. It seems to be in the completely other direction.
All right. In that moment, I will say that. Do you want to take an action while you say that?
I very much would like it. And just in case, I wanna cast. How far away are Archibald and Crowley from each other?
We're like
Archibald
at
and
the far
Crowley-
end. Like I would say, like we're close.
Yeah, you about 10, 20 feet off.
Yeah, I meant from each other, so 10, 15 between them.
Yeah, 10, 20 feet from each other.
All right.
They're closer towards the end.
And how far away am I from them?
You're about 30 feet from Crowley.
Gotcha. I just want to know for future reference. But as it
No
stands,
problemo.
I honestly can't remember. Is there like a version of Dodge and Acheron that I could take?
Well, give you a moment to consider.
Because that's the only thing I would actually take, like an action that would make me less likely to hit.
I don't know, Joe, on a meta level, is there a dodge action in Acheron?
No.
All right, then there's not.
SMH.
I'm just gonna pop behind the pillar to get some cover. Just
all right,
and that's it.
Perfectly fine. Now, Archibald, it is your turn. What would you like to do?
All right. So, is the other gripe lady? She's still standing out in the open?
Yes, she is. She has not moved.
Sounds like she's gonna get a fucking 50 caliber bullet to her chest. With a 20, she's gonna get a fucking 50 caliber bullet to her chest. Not a natural 20. It's a 19 plus 1, but.
Well, I'd like you to give me damage.
Does 13 hurt?
Well, hold on. Is there armor piercing on that?
No.
All right, so she just takes 6 damage, which downs her like Nathan, but not dead. Nor
I kind of like step out from the wall I was standing, sort of like aiming, looking to get into Crowley's sights, so he sees me, and then I just pop her one, knock her to the ground, and kind of look back and give him a wink.
All right. As you do this, Nathan sees Elena fall to the ground, blood just bleeding out, and sets forth his own arcane blast towards you. In doing so, he Hex does a 13 beat your evasion.
Yeah. So is this piercing or slashing damage?
That is a good question. It doesn't say. It's magic damage. Yeah.
Fuck! Alright, sure, go, do whatever.
All right. You take 8 magic damage as it blasts against you, Nate screaming out, "No!"
You fucking owe me,
As-
Joe.
as he crawls towards Elena, just the spell dispelling, and the shell around it falling as it becomes free. I do believe that it is the ghost turn, and in doing so, it is going to immediately lash.
Oh, is it gonna do another one of those? Because it fuggled my internet too when he did that.
Oh boy. Oh boy.
My man's dead. Maybe he really didn't mean that 8 damage. Maybe it was all a fake. Maybe I'm safe. Can we roll back that, please?
Please, you won't.
So I'm not near death? That would be great, please. I'm begging you.
Are you
If I didn't have double toughness, I'd be fucking dead for Joe, and I don't want to fucking die for Joe.
Oh, sad.
Hey. A game with guns.
I'm sorry, you're fucking magic loser. It's an insurrection.
I will have you all beheaded. Where was I last? Where did I cut off?
I got a blast to the chest, and I'm assuming I plopped on my butt and hit the wall. Yes.
The ghost reached out, began trying to shred itself at Nathan, but it was still in this ripped and torn and disconnected form. In doing so, though, it is now Crowley's turn, with magic shots being fired and regular bullets alongside a loose specter. What would you like to do?
I think that this is the biggest indication that I should just leave. So I'm gonna.
Oh, fuck you! No, you take the fucking second shot, you kill one of those motherfuckers, I'll kill the other one!
Oh,
You're
wait,
not fucking dipping on me!
I thought they were both dead. Oh,
Hmm.
barely
Only alive.
alive.
2
We'll
more
fix
shots,
that.
they're fucking
We'll
dead
fix
each!
that. I will shoot the man who I have shot earlier, and I got a 12 on this one.
All right, you succeed. Give me damage.
This man is probably dead. 11.
As he reaches forward, trying to grab hold of Elaine, he's just obliterated as a bullet passes through his head, brain matter spewing out. I'd like the 3 of you to make violence sanity save.
Pass. I'm jaded now, pass.
Hard pass.
No.
Fuck this guy now.
Once again, I fail.
Oh, goodness.
Damn, well,
gravy.
Lenny's just having a traumatic incident by himself.
All right, Lenny,
Yes.
you take 2 points of damage.
Okay, at least now
Sanity damage.
Yeah, at least now I get like -2 to my sanity stuff.
Yes. By the way, do let me know when you pass over the 10 shard threshold.
I was about to calculate, so I think I just passed it.
I don't think I've lost any sanity, so I'm good.
So yeah, you are free to roll because I just went down.
Oh, goodness me. Let's take a look at the sanity.
Mental break.
All right. But one thing I want to ask though is, does the casting of spells contribute to it?
Yeah.
All right. Yeah, no, definitely. That's what I'm asking. Like, does that also? Yeah. No,
Yeah, your sanity
definitely.
cost will break down to 10.
All right. I'd like you to roll me a d6 What is your current sanity?
My current sanity is 49.
49. Perfecto. All right, roll me a d6, please.
Just find it amongst the dice. 5.
5. You feel the pressure upon your psyche, but you manage to stave it off. No damage yet. No virtue there.
I lived.
All right. I do believe that it is Elena's turn. Upon seeing Nath just obliterated, the ghost-free, magic-spewing, what would she like to?
Elena's going to let out an awful animal-like scream and face them again and fire off an arcane blast at Crowley.
Jesus Christ.
Can't touch
All
this
right.
Elson blood.
Now that you know where it is, just regular roll. All right. Does that hit?
What's the save on it?
It's just it's a attack damage, so 15 is your evasion. Oh. I could have saved my fucking damage. What the hell?
I can't believe this is
What
discrimination.
the fuck is this?
This is,
What the fuck?
Hey, bad things happen to good people.
Oh, I read that as the opposite. No, he saved the sanity for you. It's too late. The damage is done.
Oh, okay. So for this one, you roll a d6, and then whatever the d6 corresponds to, that's the kind of save. My Elson blood does not believe in your magic mumbo jumbo. I rolled a 23.
Hot damn.
Oh wait. So I have 1 DR against magic damage. So I technically should have only taken 4.
All right, then you've taken just 4. I'll allow it.
And also, I'm not gonna let you I'm not gonna make you re-roll the stupid thing. But I'm gonna take the health. So
We'll make a compromise.
yeah, there we go. We're good. Stupid fucking magic bullshit. Stupid fucking idiot.
Dude.
All right, Lenny, I do believe it's your turn again.
it is, isn't it?
Knock
Lenny,
him
just
dead.
let me do this. Lenny, just let me do this.
The silence is one of me fucking up my push to talk. Let me just. So if I have this right, Nathan's dead. These 2 fuckers have been blasted a few times.
Yes.
Yes, dead.
Once.
Yeah. And the ghost is attempting to snaggle at her. All right. Well, I'll do the most obvious of choices and gonna come up closer. Well, as close as I need to communicate with the ghost. Because the whole violence bit is really getting to me, so I'd rather switch to the ghostly nature of the situation. And I want to ask it in my broken ass Warborn. What do you want? Why are you here?
In its twisted form, you see it contort, taking the answer, but before it can, it is Archibald's turn. What would you like to do in this moment that you have?
Oh no.
Archie,
What about me?
it is your turn.
Oh, okay. I wasn't sure if you guys were still. All right. I'm gonna walk forward, and I'm just gonna fucking put a stupid fucking bullet in that stupid fucking bitch's brain.
Equality.
And you were worried about being betrayed.
Yeah, I'm just paying my dues. That's a
Certainly.
16.
All right. Would you like to roll damage for me, please? Just to verify, in case you roll a 1.
For the sake of the meme, it's a 2d8, so I don't think I can roll a 1. But that's a 12. Going into her little pea-brained skull.
You press it against her, and her brain just implodes as you blast it with a bullet. I'd like everyone to give me a violent sanity save.
Oh, for the
That's a natural 20, so I lick the fucking blood off my gun.
I have failed.
You are a psychopath.
Lenny is too preoccupied with the ghost to notice the splattering. Got a 16.
All right. Well then, Crowley, you take 5 points of psychic damage.
Ow. My poor sanity. Wait, you mean sanity or psychic?
Sanity.
Oh, okay. I was like, oh shit, I might be dead.
Now, let's see. I do believe that it is the ghost's turn. The ghost sees the bodies torn from it. It sees the spider laying there in its twisted form, and it turns to Lenny, and it begins to piece itself back together, sewing as if like fluid coming in and becoming one again. And it looks and it says, I wanted to save them. I never wanted to stay. Combat is now over, so you may roleplay free.
Oh, I'm just completely confused. Who? Save who?
My
The
people.
grapes?
My people.
I'm just gonna just loot through the Gripe's body, see if I can find some cash on him.
Right. Lenny, Crowley, I'd like you to give me a wisdom saving.
Oh boy.
I
Oh
got
boy.
19.
20 again! Woo!
Baby, that's 19 plus 2, that's 21.
All right, you feel an urge come over you, but it just subsides like a wave. Now, you begin focusing on the ghost while somebody is... Who's looting? Archie, is that you?
Yes, that is me looking for some quick cash, maybe some bullets. I don't know if they got anything on their bodies.
Give me an investigation, please. Now, who's talking to the spirit again?
Let's see.
The ghost turns to you, Lenny, and it begins just shakily saying, it seems hard to keep itself together, just holding on to the guts that would be spilling out. I wanted to save them. Let them free from the church. What do you three do?
I got a 9 on my investigation.
That's a really good question.
You find some petty cash, about about $20 shared between them.
No, it's just for me.
No, between the two of them.
Okay, then yeah.
All right, so when I see right. So if I'm getting this right, and correct me if I'm definitely not. The ghost wanted to save the Warborn from the church.
That is an interpretation you can have. I will neither confirm nor deny.
All right. It's a secret.
Lenny, my boy. Do whatever you want to do.
Who are you? He asks the ghost.
She looks to you. I am Protector, thank you for killing that creature. Foul spider. That carcass.
It was mostly Archibald's doing, and he points the finger. But, all right. If you may enlighten us, the sudden, plentiful seismic activities, the earthquakes. What do they stem from?
They come from him. And you see her trying to make some kind of word, but she seems to be struggling. It hurts to pronounce. All she can manage is to
Yes?
He's keeping us. He can't let go.
Lenny is just staggered by the situation. Kinda cowering. By his deduction, there's something keeping the spirit there, and, well, there's, I guess it's ample time to ask the question once more. Who is keeping you here?
He doesn't mean to. He just fails. He needs reminding. He's tore. She's struggling so much to speak. You can see that it's physically hurting to keep manifesting herself.
Wasn't there some sort of song that lady sang to us? Maybe she was a ghost too. Maybe she was a ghost telling us to come here and free these ghosts.
Probably sing the song.
I was about to say, do you... Do you two remember the names in the song?
I didn't take any notes. But I mean, could probably go ask the lady again. Also, Artie, you can get up. The act's over. By the way, good job on like fooling them, Archie.
Oh boy.
Artie, you could.
I don't. I think I did put a bullet in his fucking arm or brain or something like that.
Oh, god damn it.
Probably a mistake on my part, but the money
Crowley,
was good.
I'll give you a sanity back for that.
I'm gonna let them figure out this whole riddle of a name, and I'm gonna spend the rest of the time checking on Artie. If he is dead, figuring out what to do with the body. I'm gonna leave the grapes here, but Artie didn't deserve what happened, so I'm gonna try and get that body out.
Artie was the doctor. It's the saddest part. But right, I was gonna ask me, the character. I have the thing written down, but would Lenny remember?
Yeah, do we have to do intelligence checks, or can we just run through the names and
Yeah, you could
names?
do. You could do an intelligence check to see if you recall the poem.
Sure. I mean, I know who my bet is, who my sure bet is, and now I regret not writing it down in character as well. All right, baby, that's gonna be a 16 intelligence check.
All right, Michelle, if you would mind reposting the poem. As your memory works, you begin piecing together, remembering the sweet voice of the old lady as she spoke this poem. Remember the bits in line, the hope in the cave, specific tribes.
Do you... Wait, she said... all right. Because I... If I heard correctly, she was struggling to say something starting with toe.
Yes.
All right. Well,
I think it's
let me-
Katari Tukan.
definitely. I was gonna say it's definitely them. But no, I was actually gonna ask differently. Do you mean torn?
It's... Oh, he needs to move on.
Where can we find him?
I don't know. He's... I died before he did. I don't know where he is. You must go deeper.
No.
I will await you in the glowing earth.
All right then. Lenny slowly backs away from the apparition. Unsure whether to invoke any of his magics as protection just in case, he goes right back behind the pillar and seeing Crowley goes to reunite with him. Silently beckoning Archibald as well.
Crowley, I'd like you to give me another wisdom saving.
So 15.
In this moment, you feel a wave of intent. Feels like someone else is. Before you realize that you've reached into or person pulled out of his side coat a chest.
Sorry, Curio, you're cutting out a little bit.
You've pulled out of his coat a chest.
Yeah, you're still breaking out, dude.
He
You
pulled
pull
out
out
a
a
chest
chest piece.
Sorry. Okay, so by chess piece, do you mean like just like a king from a chess set?
armor, you dumbass.
Oh, chest piece.
No, like
No, chess piece like from the game, chess.
like the game. Like the game
Oh,
chess.
well then I'm wrong.
Yeah, no, he said his fucking equipment thing. He has like 3 chess pieces on him.
I got bamboozled.
You open and you take out a black rook.
Dun dun dun.
Does it look special?
It looks insignificant for the moment, but feels special for some reason.
I'll pocket it. I'll put that away. It's probably his favorite chess piece.
So you continue on the outside to give him proper right.
Yeah, I'm gonna drag him through this whole horrible maze to bury him or burn him. Probably burn him.
I'm just thinking
Alright.
of that scene from Pulp Fiction with Christopher Walken. Like, this is your dad's favorite chess piece. I saw it in my ass the whole time.
Now, are you heading back to the entrance where the shrine was, or are you just going to carry it with you from now on?
Back to the entrance where the shrine was.
Okay.
Let me know if you need me to make any rolls for dragging a body the whole time.
Yes, in fact, I will need you to make 2 sanity morale rolls as you pull a body through two tight spaces to finally make it out.
Those are 2 failures in a row.
Wow.
Well, we got a lot of time to take care of this, Thompson.
All right, you take 5 sanity damage as the terrible effort of dragging a body through a limp corpse, these tight areas, the dirt, the blood starting to cake on until finally you see the outside.
I
You're able to
have,
take a breath.
in the space of taking that breath, I have a mental breakdown.
All right. What is
I
your
reach-
sanity at currently? And what
It's at
is...
62.
All right, give me a d6.
Come on, good 6. I got a 6. I'll
Nice.
take it.
All right. You feel an inner strength well up within you. You gain increased max sanity of 10.
I did a good thing. I feel good about it. Now I'm going to it's a jungle, so I'm guessing there's no easy kindling, no dried
Well,
sticks.
on what route did you come through? I know you went through the glow room, but where else?
Oh no, I don't have.
Did you head back to the major room with the shrine in it? The large one?
Yeah,
All right.
I went through there.
You come on out, and Granny Tuli is there. She sees you carrying out a corpse. You can see quite reserved.
Oh my, what happened? What's going on?
Someone shot him. Hmm? Yeah, here you go. Do you guys have any way of doing last rites? I look at all the blood on my hands. I really don't want to carry him much farther than here. That's fantastic. No. Let's keep him out of the cave. Let's
So
put him
it seems
to
like we got a lot of
work.
time to figure out this whole ghost shit.
I'm so sorry all this is happening to you. What happened? Who shot him? What?
Oh, there were some gripes down there, and they were involved, and it was just a mess.
Of course, they were dirty churchgoers. They can't even leave our crypts alone.
Don't worry, they are very dead. But my friend here didn't deserve what happened to him, and I'd like for him to get last rites, whatever that means. Do you have a smoke? I need a smoke.
No, I'm sorry, I don't have any cigarettes. But I will keep his body here until you return for it. I'm sorry this happened again.
I guess it's back to the squeeze, and I turn back around and go back into the cave.
Wow.
What are you coming back for? What's your purpose to come back?
No.
You in the very
turned
least
to
gain back.
Good old Mr. Peter Schmidt, Mr. Lenny. So what can we do? Can we wrap this up, please?
Lenny, mostly on the way back, kind of sullen by the whole ordeal. Kind of lifts his head. It's like, well, I guess there is one last thing to be done. Excuse me. And he turns to the Warborn. Do you reckon you could tell us a bit more of one of the figures from the song, namely Torn?
I wish I could tell you more. He's in some pain. He needs. That is all. Really must.
Hmm. Well, I guess. I guess the earthquakes and such will not stop without us taking care of that. So, if you two gentlemen are up to proceed,
It's just you and me, dude. He's not in the room. He went to drag the body out. We got enough time without him here.
that's fair. um, if you'd like to rest up a bit before he comes back, I guess we could, or we could further explore.
Well, reckon we gotta figure this shit out. And I just start reloading my pistol
All right.
and following Lenny.
Now,
I pulled my pants
as you
up.
begin, heading out, we'll cut to Crowley. Really. Crowley, for your act of dragging a body out, you gain back 2 bits of sand. I would like you to roll 2 more times to squeeze back through both of those. Each time, seeing Artie's lifeless body drag along with you.
Well, I failed twice
Jimmy.
more, so that's great.
And for those failures, you lose 4 sanity.
Hardy, I'm so sorry. Just mumble over and over again as I get back.
As you make it back, you see the two emerge into the vertigo room.
Hey,
Right.
did you guys figure out what's going on?
I guess.
I'm half tempted to do to attempt the thing I asked. Just give me a second of think. So, how long would it take to pop out and back, as Crowley did?
Probably 10 minutes, because he
Alright,
was
well,
direct. Well, back in and out, probably 20.
Well, fuck. I'm really sad that our doctor died, because the following would be much easier with him. But Lenny just rummages through his pockets as he is waiting for the return. And he notes one thing within his on his person, which is the bundle of glowfern, the healing plant. And assuming, for whatever reason, that Crowley is a bit more immersed in it, more immersed in medicine than he is, as he isn't immersed in it at all, he asks, do you think it might still not be too late? The healing properties of the herb could... But it has been such a long time.
I don't think anything's gonna change with some herbs and spices.
Just empty hopes. I'm sorry. After all the turbulences, the death itself is not something I have often witnessed. But seeing as we are here, let us at least put an end to this.
You guys talk to the ghost lead away. Let me know what we have to do when it's done.
Well, as it seems, we are supposed to find one of its comrades. And I would ask, so what are the options in Vertigo? Because I remembered you said one of them isn't.
Yeah, so there are the 3 pinches back to the glow room. There is the pathway back to the rotting web, and then there is the path was left, the bee path.
Oh, Biba. Well, finna strut my way over there. Gonna do some jaywalking to that location.
All right. All 3 of you carefully pass over, I presume? Heading towards the bee path? All right. You come over with what light you have. You can see a rushing waterfall just before you. And you know that it keeps going forward, but you don't know how far. You can also see the makings of what looks like another path near you, heading east. Upon looking at it, you can see that it continues on, water pooled over it, trying to start pooling forward. You don't know where it goes, but you can hear it rushing. You continue stepping forward. Eventually, you find a little alcove that heads downward towards a different area. What would you all like to do?
I'm following Lenny.
I guess. You know what? Seeing as he's the only unarmed one, he's gonna pop a look at Crowley and be like, well, you are the one with the rifle, lead the way.
Okay, I'll take point.
And Lenny's gonna take the nut pool.
And I'll take rear.
All right. So, where do you head then? Well,
Hello.
Crowley?
Oh, sorry, I was muted. We went through B from Vertigo, right?
yes, you are in an uncharted territory. So you went
Well,
through Vertigo, and now you're back at the area you were a while ago before you heard the gunshot.
Oh, okay. Yeah, I remember this place. I will light a torch and check it out. I remember all the rushing and rumbling, and if there's only one way to go from here, I will go that way. If it's diving into a bunch of water.
Yeah. You begin heading forward, following the dry path at first, but it's steadily disappearing and disappearing as more water begins dripping along the sides, accumulating into the rushing waters that fall down somewhere far. Until eventually, falling along the wall, you find a crevice that leads deeper in to another path.
Into the crevice?
You begin walking through, and as you do, you smell a sweet, rotten, sweet smell. And you can feel warmth begin to embrace you. All 3 of you begin to make your way in until you find your torch over what seems to be a pool of bubbling water. It seems to have rings of varying colors reaching down to the very center that just seems to disappear distant. And within the pool, you can make out the shape of these strange plants. They seem to reach out from the water into these little small bubulous. Michelle, would you please drop the time?
Thanks, Cortana.
Now, what would you all like to do? There is no other way out. You are but in this small room. And I know it looks like lava, but it's not that.
It's sulfur.
It is water. It is water with sulfur in it. It smells.
That's not great.
Yeah, I think.
Was there any other way off of the previous room?
While you're thinking about it, you look around and you see what seems to be a sign painted in the glow room substance, dry, barely lit, that says "safe here." But with at the end of the room, there seems to be just a curled over skeleton. The way you came back, there was but trudging through the wall.
I'm gonna go lick the skeleton.
You go, what?
I'm gonna go
Like the
check out
skeleton.
Yeah, I'm gonna look at the skeleton. Check it
Oh,
out.
look at the skeleton.
Yeah, no.
Yeah, all right. Give me a investigation check.
Alrighty. Alright, sorry. That's 15.
All right. You look at the skeleton, you can see tattered robes with a faded sash on it. And you can see that it's curled over, fractured with time.
Alright. Huh. So, is there anything peculiar about the clothing of the skeleton, apart from the, dilapidated nature of it?
It doesn't seem to have anything on its person.
Alrighty. So it's just a skelly boy.
Yes.
Alright. I'm gonna turn to the party and be like, well, it looks like a regular skeleton. Nothing more, nothing less.
Huh.
What do you three do?
Hmm. So, from here, there is... sorry, give me a second. We can't see any path that leads further down from here, right?
Say that again?
It's like a closed room. There's no other exit than the one we came from.
That is correct. There is only one way out.
All right. Well, I'd like to take a gander, take a look around, just in case we are missing something before we head back.
All right. Give me a spot.
Sure thing. You will not believe this, but I did roll 2 natural 20s.
Perfecto. As you're looking in this, at first you see in the waters of this sulfur spring, you notice that tubules are coming out with at the bottom of it, at the top of which are these very delicate orbs. One even pops open, spraying a bit of aroma, releasing this very sweet sense. And in addition to that, you see shimmering just faintly in the back, barely out of the distance of your light, the figure, some kind of specter. Its body seems charred, and its form seems hunched as if old and elderly. It seems just barely floating. And as it sees that you see it, it looks forward, reaching, pointing. Just as it's about to mutter, we recall the session.
Fuck.
Damn.
That's a really weird thing for a specter to mutter.
Oh yeah. All right, gentle folks. This is it for today.
That was beautiful.
I feel so. I feel so bad for you, Mr. Pink. Oh, okay.
Wait, what?
I patted my fucking holster, and I don't know what else to tell you.
Don't worry, there's always life after death.
I got a new job, and I patted my holster, and he didn't stop me. Like he was. Yeah, no. I was getting money, and then he was like, "Oh, I tackled this guy. I patted him, and he did not stop or resist, so I had to shoot him." Yeah. I'm not friends with this guy. I have no attachment to him.
Yeah, but you had so little employee loyalty to your first employer.
Well, because I don't even know who the fuck your employer is. I have no idea what the fuck is going on. I'm just a hired gun, my dude.
You literally are just the gun.
I'm the hired gun.
No
it's your fault for getting in the middle when you could have easily just said, "Hey, I think this guy's doing a bad thing," and you could have convinced me. And then I would have switched sides, but you had to tackle the guy, so I'm legally obligated to shoot you.
That's the lawyer here.
Literally, all you had to do was like talk or demonstrate a non-aggressive action, and I would have complied. Like I didn't go to kill Joe. Like I just all right, Joe's probably doing the right thing, and I shot the other guys. Come on.
I love how you're like, time to switch sides. Turns around, blows head off. Like,
yeah, no, it's the way of the mercenary, baby. Yeah.
Damn.
The appropriate response to tackling a priest is shooting the guy with a pistol that could put the bullet right through me into the priest.
That's why I said I aimed specifically not for a physical body part that would pass through, but it still killed you. So maybe you shouldn't have been born with paper skin and glass bone. He did not stop. No, he's like, I'm tackling the guy, and I said no, and I shot him. This is not like some moral thing. Like I made it very clear that I am protecting these people. I literally said I pat my sidearm and said that's not a good idea, and then he does it anyways. He knows what is happening. He accepts the risk.
Oh boy.
I'm excited to see what.
I am not excited. I'm worried.
Stop having anxiety, you dumb bitch. Just get drunk.
That's fair. I don't have anxiety now.
That's how I get through it. That's how I shoot my friends and teammates. Yeah. I just fucking get drunk.
It's a good time.
All right.
Yeah, speaking.
We usually do like a recap. That helps.
Speaking of which, next Monday, same time, same situation.
Same pain.
I'm down.
All right.
Let me just.
Shut up, Travis.
You know what? That's probably the best fucking day you could have picked. Because that's when my exams end.
Nice, hot.
Perfect timing.
Well, before they start again, but yeah. It's like a 4-day nothing period.
That sounds hot.
But yeah, no. Lenny, as I said, is pretty still and pretty shitty. It's alright. I didn't have to kill anybody yet.
Thank goodness we did all that and
I
more.
was just chilling.
In Cedar Rapids.
You know, it really probably could have helped if I used my sensitive before, but oh well.
Oh yeah, there's a lot to be waiting.
What do you mean
What
real?
the hell are real characters? This is what
It's
I'm
only a
feeling.
week. I'll remember how sad I am.
Alright.
Wait, what
All
real
right.
character questions have I dealt with? Like, oh, I killed a guy. All right, cool. And I killed another guy. All right, cool. Like, it's a regular fucking day in the job.
Oh yeah. All right,
Alright,
this is
I'm gonna go eat
lovely.
food. Thank you so much for archivisting and everyone else for playing, and also for writing all this. Oh my god.
Is it archivisting or archivizing?
Archiving.
Archivisting.
Well, no, it's actually neither of them. It's neither of them. Bamboozled.
Oh yeah.
But yeah, no, that was enjoyable, exceptionally so.
Yeah. Well, I'm glad you
I
guys
s-
liked.
Yeah, I still feel bad about Artie.
Well, if it helps, he's been still playing. You just don't know how.
No, that's fair. I'm
Yeah,
still.
no, I'm glad I killed him, man. And that does not make me feel better.
No, it's the scene. It's like the start of a big shindig, and then a man's dead.
Hmm.
The doctor, no less.
Yeah, you guys didn't hedge your bets with that one.
Well, maybe he should have been a little bit smarter and not gone in front of combat. No, I did not start anything. I know I killed the spider. You're welcome, by the way. You're welcome on the spider.
I like that this terrifying.
I would like to
spider
make it very clear that I was very overt with my intent. It was not like some secret Omaewa mo Shindayu Nani situation. It was very clear that if you interfere, I will kill you. Good.
Still murder.
Good. No.
Yeah.
All right.
Yes,
Who's-
You can just sleep.
yes, just gonna go.
Oh, right. Hello. I muted myself and I forgot about it. I don't know how to even process what happened. Okay, so like I've been talking about, he's been messaging me, and I've basically asked him to do occult rolls for a couple different things. Sorry, I'm eating beans. So as you can probably tell, Nathan was tripped by Artie, but he also influenced Crowley, or he tried to a couple times, and he finally succeeded in influencing Crowley to take the chess pieces, which are soul phylacteries, because he knows how to make soul metal. So his big thing, he wants to be put into one of those chess pieces. He's trying to convince them, or like influence them to do so. Oh my goodness. Yeah. Yeah. And I think we should reach out to him and then have another one of those private meetings so that we can like reassure him like, hey, if you want to materialize within the group, you totally can. Uh-huh. Yeah, I do not know how to handle the fact that Nathan and Elena are now spirit. Uh-huh. Mm-hmm. Yeah. I think the idea is that their bodies, where their dead remains, they will still like be there. So if they come back to that area, they will appear towards the players. Like, oh, I'm a spooky ghost. I'm gonna fuck you up for killing me. Yeah. Which is crazy. I imagine that they're like in denial about it all, and that they've become intertwined by the arcane source. So, but I gotta say that's so tragic, knowing like the relationship we gave them. Hmm. Yeah, that's the power of co-DMing right there. Hmm. Hmm. Yeah, that's one of the techniques that I love. It's not one that I get to utilize often because it takes like you have co-DMing is a lot of effort, for be sure. Oh yeah.